What's good, everybody? It's your boy Kenny Chow back with another reaction video for you guys today. I gotta go back to my man Flight, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, we gonna try and make you elite by June, Flight, I promise you. And I don't know if you guys know, California is pretty much at a lockdown. It's not really a lockdown, it's almost like stay at home, safer at home kind of rule. So your boy's gonna be dishing a lot more reaction videos, a lot more content. Probably gonna stream a little bit. But today we got a video, proof that Flight reacts is the worst basketball player ever. But before we get into the video, be sure to go subscribe. Follow your boy at IG at Kenny Chow Jr. and Twitter at Chow Media. All the links is in the description down below. Let's get into this video. It's by my man Legends of Winning. Apparently he made a whole chart statistics of Flight's one-on-ones. I don't know how he did it, bro. I was an ex-accountant. This is a lot of work, man. So I already feel this man. He must have just been really bored at home. And this is before the quarantine, so my man had a lot of time. But yeah, let's get into the video. Proof that Flight reacts is the worst basketball player ever. Don't talk bad about my man Flight, bro. Come on.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. That was the craziest day ever.
A fellow YouTuber who has gained a very impressive following over the past several years, thanks to some funny moments, ignorant takes, and infamous rages, or better known as his reactions.
I like Flight's hair.
However, as many of us know, you cannot stay relevant on YouTube for any extended period of time without adding some diversity to your content. And Flight has been successful at this as well. He plays video games, vlogs, hell, he's even been in a few relationships. But in my opinion, his most impactful...
Hey, I gotta just say, guys, Flight is one of the most genuine, nicest dudes, bro. Like, you guys would think otherwise, but he really is, man. No cap.
Content that he uploads are his 1v1s. These videos have become a staple in the community, not just because they generate more content for other creators, but also they are extremely
entertaining.
And recently, the frequency in which Flight has uploaded these 1v1s have gone up, so I have seen myself consuming way more Flight's content than I normally do. So much so that I believe I missed a few of them and just got caught up on Cash Nasty reacting to them. And while watching one of Cash's videos, this happened.
Flight been playing so many people, bro. You can't even get count of how many L's he got in a row, bro. But
wait, hold up for a second. You're telling me no one is keeping track of this? Like,
no.
We all know Flight is bad, but no one actually knows how bad Flight is at basketball? The answer to that question is no.
Nobody.
Because people have lives. Luckily, I don't. So what I decided to do was watch every 1v1 that Flight has ever uploaded, record all the wins and losses, track all his miss and makes, calculate his field goal percentage, so we as a community all know how bad Flight is at basketball. Now, I grossly underestimated how daunting of a task this is, so while I do that, let me first give you a little bit more information on who Flight is as a ball player.
Yes, sir.
Flight is right-hand dominant, and legend has it he stands roughly around 6'3" and weighs about $155. Now, you would assume that someone that tall would utilize their height to their advantage.
He doesn't.
No, Flight does not take advantage of his height whatsoever. Defensively, when it comes to protecting the rim, he's horrible at that. Giving some type of effort on that side of the ball, especially when it comes to contesting shots, is very lackluster. And when it comes to staying on balance and trying to stay in front of his man, Flight struggles significantly in this aspect, so much so that a lot of times...
Also, I'm pretty convinced that Flight might be a really bad one-on-one player. Might be the worst. But 2-on-2, 3-on-3, from my experience of playing them between him and Cash and me and McQueen, like, he's low-key a better teammate than McQueen, bro. I mean, I'm just being honest.
Is turned around. But if there is one glaring flaw that Flight has on the defensive end, it is his basketball IQ. Flight's defensive IQ is so low that even when his opponent is at a massive disadvantage, or even if they handicap themselves, they still find a way to win. Like the time where Cash had his left hand tied behind his back and still was able to beat Flight off the dribble going right. Or how about the time where Jesser was blindfolded, so instead of shooting shots since he couldn't see, he just
drove to the
basket and again still beat Flight.
Block that.
Had the game against Cheeseaholic, who is nearly a foot shorter than Flight,
hard with that hair,
and did nothing but drive to the basket going left. And in the middle of the game, Flight was told,
"Hey yo, he left-handed, yo, make him go right, yo."
That's all Flight say.
And then in the very next possession, still got beat going left to the basket. Honestly, if Flight just paid more attention to his matchup and understood their tendencies,
we gonna
he
get
would
right,
win
bro.
way
Don't
more
worry.
games than he does.
Hey,
but then you have
we
the
gonna get
offensive
there,
side.
y'all. We gonna
Honestly,
get there.
it may
I
actually.
promise you, bro.
Sorry, sir,
I'm
your table wasn't
dedicating
quite ready.
my
It's
time
fine,
to train
dude.
my
Do
man
you
Flight.
know how long
Like,
it's gonna
I'm
be?
gonna get
Just
him
a
right,
quickie.
bro.
Mr. Chan.
What I need
the
you all
rep.
to do is just go in the comment section right
Again,
now, leave a
Flight
like,
does not
comment.
use his height to his advantage.
What you want me to
so he
work
never
on?
posts
Dribbling,
up.
shooting,
Instead, he opts in for a
boxing out,
face-up
any
game,
of that.
which is a
Just
shame
list it off.
because
Defensive,
creating a shot
anything.
consistently
We
is
gonna get
nearly
there,
impossible.
Flight.
When it comes to his handles, Flight dribbles the ball like an ambitious
Crab dribble.
8-year-old who just got done watching Curry do some pre-game dribble
It's his-
routines
it's
and
his
then
favorite
decided
player,
to go
bro.
right outside without any practice
Look
and
at
try
Curry,
to execute
man.
the same
Look at
thing he
Curry.
saw from Curry. He has no left hand. When he attempts to do anything that's more complex than just dribbling between his leg, he has a hard time executing that unless he is stationary.
Oh my
and even when he
gosh.
goes right, as long as you keep pressure on him, he's bound to make a mistake. So again, because of these limitations, creating a shot for himself is a very daunting
Oh
task.
my god.
And that task becomes nearly impossible for Flight when you start to look at some of his shooting mechanics. Now, I'm not going to
Okay,
break down
Flight-
every single
Oh my
last thing
gosh.
that Flight does wrong because I don't want to make this video 30 minutes long. However, there are two things that I have to point out. The first one has to do with his footwork, which is atrocious. It's very obvious that Flight finds it very difficult to figure out which foot to gather off of. Because of this, any momentum that he would
is true,
have
you
is
guys.
completely nullified.
I'm
which
taking note of
forces
this, you
him
guys,
to
don't
shoot
worry.
while he's on the run. Which brings us to one of his go-to moves, and that's his running hook. But even that looks extremely awkward because, again, his footwork is all off. And honestly, I believe Flight is completely aware of this, which is why his second go-to move is his hop step. But the one thing that is very interesting about Flight's hop step is that he's the only person I've ever seen in my life do a hop step and
Away
still
from the
doesn't face the basket, which basically kind of defeats the purpose of a hop step. And then the second thing that I have to bring up is that Flight almost never follows through on his jump shot.
Nope.
For whatever reason, he keeps his elbow bent, which forces him to either
And this
A,
is why we working
overshoot
on it,
or
man. We
B,
gonna get Flight
shoot
ready.
a lot of air balls.
Flight ready
If
by
I tallied
June.
this correctly, Flight has shot over 60 air balls in all of the games that he has played.
Let's start that
which
hashtag,
is
you
roughly
guys.
around an air ball.
Flight
a
can
game.
hoop.
Now you're probably wondering, well, how many games has Flight uploaded?
Flight by
on
June.
YouTube?
Flight by June. I like that.
Impressively
Flight by
enough,
June.
Flight has
Hashtag
played
Flight by
nearly
June.
51 v1s. However, while I was doing my research, I decided to exclude a few games since they weren't fair matchups, and it basically kind of
is
defeated the
actually
purpose of the whole
interesting,
video
bro. It's like a
because it wasn't
documentary
going
on
to get me any
Flight.
closer to determining how bad Flight was at basketball.
I kind of want to know how many hours it took this man to make this.
Those games are
So I
the
know
two
he has
against
a
Bone
chart at the
Collector,
end,
a
bro.
game against DDG where in the middle of the game, Daryl not only decided to blindfold himself, but also only use one hand. This other game where Flight played against this young lady who looked like she never dribbled a basketball a day in her life. And then recently, Flight, for whatever reason, decided to upload a game against Little Terrio, who is 12 years old. Which leaves us with 43 games. In those 43 games,
That's
Flight
decent,
has a
Dawn.
record
That
of
is.
9-34, which is kind of surprising because I couldn't...
Not. You said 9?
In those 43 games, Flight has
Flight has 9 wins.
a record of 9-34,
I see that.
which is
Give me. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I need to see what percentage that is. 26%. Flight had
kind
the
of surprising
26%
because I couldn't
chance of
believe that
winning.
there were actually 9 people who lost the Flight. Those 9 games are LNU twice, Chino, SC,
We all know LMU's trash, bro.
Dub, Annoying TV, Miles Brown, Mopey, and
Wait, what? Moby! I forgot Moby lost.
David Spalmer.
We gonna trade Moby
basically,
too,
Flight
y'all.
beat a girl, a 14-year-old boy, and 6 dudes who look like they haven't played basketball in over 5 years.
Jesus.
Now you may be wondering, out of those 9 wins, which one was Flight's best game? And that is easily against Annoying TV. And in that game, Flight shot nearly 43% from the field.
That's a stat, y'all. 3 for 7 field goal. 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. 42% field goal. 50%
50% from behind the arc, and of course, he got a W.
That's
However,
solid.
in an act to be transparent, that game only went to 5 points, and Annoying TV might actually be the worst ball player I've ever seen in my entire life. But hey, that is indeed Flight's best game. Now, some of you all may be wondering, well, what's Flight's...
Hey, I remember my other reaction video. I said Flight was dripping, bro. It must have been the drip, bro.
worst game? And that one's a little bit more trickier because Flight has had multiple outings where he went scoreless. Flight couldn't buy a basket in both of the games he faced Solo and Minotti.
In
their first outing, he shot 0 for 11 from the field and 0 from 6 from deep. He also went scoreless against B-Lou, where he shot 0 for 14 from the field and 0 from 6 from behind the arc, which is a very close second.
Bro, that
because
dude
in my
looked
opinion,
like a hooper,
the
though.
worst game that Flight has ever played was against Cheeseaholic. In that game, not only did he go scoreless, but he couldn't even attempt that many shots because how bad he was defensively. He only took 4 shot attempts because Cheeseaholic had the ball for practically the entire game. But wait, it gets worse because Flight was losing so bad in this 1v1 matchup
come on, man!
that he forced Cheeseaholic
This
to
getting
go
me
to
mad.
15 points instead of the original
She's
game
playing
to 11
some
points.
cement threes
And
too,
still
bro.
couldn't stop him and still couldn't
God,
get
Flight
enough
about to
shots
jump
up
over?
to even compete with
Jesus.
Cheeseaholic. Again, going scoreless. And since we're talking shooting percentages, I guess it's only right to go ahead and give everybody what they've been waiting for.
A bank
that's
shot
Flight
from
averages.
his floater might be kind of cold.
sorry,
guys.
sir. Your table isn't quite ready. It's fine, dude. Do you know how long it's gonna be? Just a quickie.
Out of the
Mental
43
note,
games that I
mental note for Flight.
researched, Flight attempted 790 shots, but only made 184 of them, giving him a field goal percentage
790?
of 23%, which is ridiculous. But what's even crazier is that out of those 790 shots, 444
three-pointers attempted.
Flight only made 78 of them.
That boy
which means
Flight,
that he's only
he
shooting
love
17%
Curry, bro.
from behind the arc.
God
But what's even more
damn.
laughable is when you do the math and you realize that
17%
on
from
average,
three?
Flight attempts 18 shots a game, 10 of them being 3-pointers, and only averages 6 points.
That's tough.
Yes,
bro. That's
it takes 18 shots for Flight to score
What kind
only
of
6.
stat? Dude, that's some crazy stat, bro. 18 shots a game, 10 3-pointers attempted. Oh my goodness, Flight.
Points. Now I'm pretty sure there's
all
gonna be
good,
some
Flight.
people
We gonna
who will
get-
challenge my findings.
We gonna get better,
enough.
Flight.
So
We
what I
gonna get
decided to do
better.
is show my work. In the description below, there is a link.
We
to
gonna
the
get
spreadsheet.
better by
If you click
June.
on it, it will give you Flight's game log. Every single game that I
Wait,
utilize.
was that chick playing in sandals?
Spreadsheet. If you click on it, it will give you Flight's game log.
Nah, she got shit.
Every single game that I utilize in this video for my
What?
research is categorized
She got a whole
perfectly for you.
stat,
And of
bro.
course,
This is what-
just
this
for the
is the
culture,
thing I was
will
talking
be
about, y'all.
updating this game log
this
every
is
time Flight
crazy.
plays a 1v1 from here on out. And before we transition to the last portion of
Where's
the
your
video,
boy at, though?
there were a few interesting findings that I saw throughout my research. The first one being, if you remove the Little
Oh, you
Terrio
see your
game
boy.
that he played,
My name's Kenny,
because
man. You could put
why
Kenny.
wouldn't you, since Little Terrio is 12 years old, Flight has lost
And I played him
every
twice. Oh,
1v1
he did put
game
it.
since October 29th. He is literally in the
didn't
middle
put that
of an
in, man.
11-game losing streak. The second thing that I want to point out are the games where Flight just
We need to get
attempted
Flight a dub, y'all. I'm tired of seeing this, man. This is making me mad, bro.
a ridiculous amount of shots. Like on May 1st, 2018, where he matched up against Chart and attempted
shots in a
29
one-on-one,
shots,
bro.
but only made 3 of them. Or what about the more recent game against Jesser when he was blindfolded? Flight attempted 35 shots,
35
only made 9 of them,
shots?
and still lost that game. But I cannot forget about the game that made me keep count of all of Flight's shot attempts. And that's the game against LMU back in June
39?
16th, 2019, where even though,
my God, at
yes,
least he got a
Flight did
dub
win
there.
that game, he attempted 39 shots and only made 9 of them, giving him a field goal percentage of 23%. But what's more important, in that game, he attempted 17 3-pointers, but only made 1 of them, giving him a 3-point percentage of 5%. And finally, and the biggest reason why this video took me so long to
Oh my
make,
god, this dude did a
we have-
whole shot chart. Holy snaps. Of all 794 shots?
of Flight's shot chart. Yes, I literally took the time out to
Y'all see that? Y'all see this, right? Okay, look. Obviously, all his 3-pointers. A lot of them are on the. He obviously his right side. We need to get into the little left side gang. But yeah, that little running fader right here. Yep, the floater. Yep. Yeah, it's a lot. We need a lot of work.
chart every single last shot attempt of Flight throughout all 43 games.
Jesus.
And Boy, oh boy, do you see a lot of
Can't
red.
go left.
And again, just for the culture, if you want this shot chart, I'll have it on my Twitter, @LegendOfWinning. You can just follow me there, and I'll have it there for anyone to download or consume or however you want to utilize it. Because again, you know, this for the community, this for the culture, you know what I'm saying? How many people you know would have sat down and watched
None.
all the flights 1v1s and did everything that I did for this video?
None. I think it's him talking. Let's go back to this chart, yo. Damn, this chart wilded, bro. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do, Flight. Don't worry, man. We gonna get there. Man, this is motivating me, y'all. Motivating me to make Flight better. This is a good video. It's a great video. Hey, big shout out to Legends of Winning for making this, man. Flight, we gonna get there, baby. Don't worry, we gonna get there, bro. We gonna get there. But appreciate you guys for watching this video. Be sure to go subscribe right now. Big shout out to you guys for helping me get 100K. Stay tuned for more videos. Turn on notifications. Catch y'all later next time. Peace.